City of Smithville business in a way that is appropriate and benefits the citizens, and we just thank you for the people that are here and that devote their time to making the city wonderful. We just pray blessings upon this holiday season and just help us to stay safe through all our travels. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
All right, this is still America, so let's stand and pledge our flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Hendrickson, will you please call the roll?
Yes. Jessica Higgins.
Here.
Donnie Crook.
Here.
Beth Chandler.
Here.
Sean Jacobs. Here. Danny Washer. Here.
All right, we have a quorum. This time we need to approve the November 6th board meeting minutes. Do I have a motion to approve those minutes as is? Motion's been made by Mr. Crook. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Higgins. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Minutes pass. All right, at this time, if you live in the city, if you would like to address the council at this time, please feel free to do so. Seeing no one, we will move on. Before we get into our agenda, I do want to thank everyone for their support for Christmas on the Square this year. Despite it being very wet, we still had a good turnout, a lot of people, and we definitely appreciate that. Our parade will be this Saturday at 2 p.m. And I spoke with Chief Parker. If something happens and we have to cancel it this week, we probably will not get to have it. So I know they've got some rain in the forecast, but hopefully we can have our parade, and lineup will start at noon. So at this time, we will get on into our agenda. We got some, about a month ago, Mr. Kevin Robinson come to me and said that we had some issues going on at our pool. I know we did not get to open it last year, but our hopes is definitely to get to open the pool this upcoming season. I've asked Mr. Parsley to get a contract together. In the past, the city has reimbursed lifeguards once they've passed the test. I know this kind of puts a little hardship on people having to pay for this out of their pocket. So this year, what we're going to do, if you're not 18, of course, you've got to get a guardian to sign this contract. The city will pay for you to take the test up front. Now, if you fail the test, or if you do not make it through the season, you have to reimburse the city. There has to be some accountability to this. So I don't know that Gina has that contract yet, but
I thought we sent them to you.
well, we will get it to you. But that's the other thing that I would like to ask this council to consider tonight, so people will know what they're going to get paid, is up it from, I think it was $13 an hour to $15 an hour for lifeguard pay. That's probably about 10 weeks out of the year. Of course, our lifeguards are usually high school students, and when school starts back, we don't have lifeguards. So that's why really can't open it till school's out. So that's why it's not open longer than what it is. So a cut above is here tonight. Miss Tiara, I'm going to ask you to come forward. She has kind of drafted a proposal on some issues going on with our pool, and then of course, council, it's going to be.
Okay.
Nope, I don't think so.
Is it
Green
on?
light.
No, there's no light at all.
Push it.
There we go.
She's going to kind of address some issues going on with the pool, and it looks like we have several issues going on.
Several, yes. So my husband and I do in-ground swimming pools. We're out of Cookeville, but we're originally from California, so we have a very large background in concrete gunite pools, over 30 years. And we came out and met James, I think his name was. And we went, looked walked the whole pool. My husband and I met with him, and then we came out again, and I brought my foreman out. He's been with me 22 years, just to get another set of eyes, because there's a lot of damage to the pool. There's 16 lights that need to be changed. They are 220 volt that need to be changed to low voltage. That would be one of the first things that needs to be done. Now, there's a couple ways to look at this. The bid is broken down into everything that could be done to fix it to last a very long time, or we can do what definitely needs to be done to make it safe and to make it to where you're not worrying about it for a few years, and you can open the pool again and you can get your money back. So, but like I said, the lights being replaced, all the big lights would need to come out. And they're the original Hayward. Like I said, they're 220 instead of low voltage. So we would have to take those out, and the holes that are there are like a 12-inch hole now, so they would need to be removed, and then we're going to have to basically chisel into the frame of the gunite pool so that we can fill in with new concrete product and plaster to make new sockets for these, because the LEDs are only 6-inch. And so then they would be LED lights. They would, if anything was to go wrong, nobody would get electrocuted. It's just not possible. And so they would need new fittings, new connectors, and then of course all transformers, and they run off a remote. They can either do 6 different colors or just white. Now, I know you guys don't use the pool in the evening with the public, so you don't usually use the lights unless you have separate private functions, but it's kind of nice if you do need the lights, they do change colors. So the lights being replaced, and then the new boxes for all those lights are 2 separate items. The other issue is the tile. So on all public pools, you have the tile at the top of the pool, which we call the bond beam. And this pool in Smithville has a 12-inch piece on the top, the bond beam, and then up the side. So there's 2 feet of tile that is falling apart, and it is, I mean, it's just crumbling. And the little grates that the water goes into to circulate the water in the pool, none of them, like half of them are connected. They're just falling apart. That is something, though, the complete tile job could be done later on. We could just fix the tiles, the white 1x1s that are falling off, and the corners could be, there's one corner especially where the shallow end goes into the kiddie pool, and it's just the whole corners come off the pool. I mean, you can see right in the wall. So that stuff, you know, definitely needs to be fixed. Like I said, there are some things you could do later, like completely replacing all the tile all the way around. That could be done later. And the steps that go into the kiddie pool are in very bad shape. They could just be fixed for now instead of replacing both steps and actually removing it and putting new concrete, new rebar, and all new tile on those. Because the pool is lined with tile, the stairs are lined with tile. So that could be done later on. And then the cracks in the pools, there's several in the corners, there are some in the floors. It's old. From what I gather, it's built in the 70s. So it's in better shape than we expected for being built in the 70s, but some cracks in the body I think need to be addressed. And then the removal of the caulking all around the outside, where when you're in the pool and you have the tile meeting the concrete decking, there's that almost 1-inch gap of caulking that goes all the way around, and it's hideous. It needs to be replaced. So, you know, there's some things I think you guys, you know, could probably look at. You know, maybe you don't think it's worth doing right now, because maybe you don't think it's money that should be put into the pool. But I think there's a way we could repair it, make it safe, make it, you know, look good again, and not do everything if you're trying to stay in a certain budget, or we just fix it all and we do it right the first time.
So with it being numbered, what are you saying really needs to be done?
So the lights, if you do number 1, you have to do number 2, because
Right.
they both have to be done as far as the light goes. The number 3, we don't have to demo all the tile off. We could just fix the tiles, like I said, that are falling apart. Now, of course, it may look a little silly because those tiles are white and they're faded and they look, you know, old, so the new white 1x1s are going to really stand out when we fix them, but that's just something that, you know, you'll have to remember if we don't do the whole entire thing. And so that would be 3 and 4, excuse me. 3 is the demo of all the tile, taking it all off and cleaning it. And then 4 is reapplying the new skimmed coat and the thin set and the new tile, so.
Okay, so you are recommending number 5?
Yes,
Correct?
yes.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of that caulking that has come out, or it's been patched so many times, you can tell water's still getting up underneath the decking. And that's another reason why there's so many cracks and problems in the part you walk on, the concrete around the pool.
Okay, so.
And then
Okay,
the steps, number 6, it has option 1 and 2, so we could just do the repair, which is, $4,000 less, and not do the whole rebuilding of them. And then number 7, that's all the damage area. It's all over, deep end, shallow end.
so it needs to be done.
There's a big crack right through the center, we call the expansion joint, and it's bad. So, yeah, all over the pool definitely would need to have those chiseled out. And we have to get down to the old gunite layer in order to patch that correctly. And then your concrete repair up top, there's several spots around the slide area that are cracked and they're just deteriorating. And then over by going towards the deep end, before you get to the deep end diving board, there's a big crack, and you can see all the way. You can probably see already 6 inches where it's just down inside. And then around the again, cracks and repair that are around the diving board, and like the concrete has a lip on it where it just needs, that's the concrete repair. There are trip hazards everywhere. So
Okay.
those could probably wait too, because that's not necessarily something that has to be done. It's just, I don't know how many people say they trip and stub their toe.
Well, I spoke to your husband earlier, and he said if we done what had to be done and get it open safely, I think the key word here is safely.
Safely.
It was gonna be about 65,000 roughly to do what needed to be done now.
It's a good for my company and all my guys that understand. We'll spend a month there.
But if we decide to do it all and go with option 2, we're talking roughly
92.
95, 7,
Yeah, somewhere
96,000.
right around there.
Option 1 would be around 92.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, you're correct.
So, no problem getting it done before season opening up, right?
No, from what I understand, you open up in May.
Yeah.
You just said when school gets out.
May.
Yeah. Yep.
Roughly. Okay.
And everything is available. I mean, we checked just to make sure, but I mean, the tile is not a problem. That's something I can get. And of course, the everything else they stock where we get all of our other product, the bonding agent and all that kind of stuff.
And let me say this, I know, I've heard this so many times over the past few years, we ought to just fill it in with dirt. I know everybody here has heard that, but I know this is a service. We have Greenbrook Park. It costs money to operate that park, to keep upkeep. I mean, we've just spent a lot of money on that park as well. It'd be like shutting down Greenbrook Park.
Yeah.
That would not be good.
Yeah.
So, but we know that money has to be spent there every year. But, again, it's up to this council what direction that you want to go. I mean, but if we're going to do something, we need to make a decision tonight. I don't want to. Again, I didn't want to sit here and bring this up in March.
Right.
Be a little late then. So, as soon as Kevin come to me, I told him to start trying to get some prices together.
How
So-
long should these repairs last?
So the lights are guaranteed, so that's not a problem. I mean, they're gonna be, I'd have to double check for sure. They're the same lights that we use on all our new pools. So every new pool install, I use the same ones. The only thing that we can't probably do more than a couple year guarantee on is if you went with just repairing the stairs. Because I'm not removing both steps completely and rebuilding them. So if we just repair the steps, then I believe my husband said he would do 2 years. But everything else, as far as the patching, the holes, I believe he said 5. I can double check on that. I was hoping he'd be here with me tonight, but it just didn't work out. But I can check on everything else as far as the work that we're doing, because I know you don't want to put all the money into it and then next year you've got problems again. So it's just hard because we can only see what we can see looking at that pool by walking around. And the other thing that needs to happen is we're going to need the water out of the deep end so we can see all the way down. Right now the deep end is full of water. So we can't see what's down there. And some of the bigger cracks, I mean, we're not talking thousands of dollars, but some of the bigger cracks in the body of the pool, the shell, once we get those and we open those up, there may be some soft areas inside because the pool sat that long with water. Because that one corner, it's been getting water in it for I don't know how long. So even just rainwater. But yeah, I know it's a big expense, and it's something, you know, it's hard for people to kind of pull the trigger and do a repair, but at the same time, it's, you know, you guys are one of the only ones other than McMinnville that has a pool left. I mean, Cookeville has one small one, and you can't fit. They shut it down by lunchtime because nobody else can fit. It's so small, it's just, we have nothing left unless you want to put your kids in the fountain at Dogwood. So.
Can I ask another question?
Yes,
Hunter,
yes.
when's the last time that major renovation or update was at the pool?
We did about $75,000. It's been over 10 years ago.
Okay, so it's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a while.
And I don't know, I had talked to Josh about it, and I know that James had mentioned it, but I mean, you guys could definitely raise your entrance fee. That would definitely help because everybody's way more than you guys charge. But
Well, tonight, I think we just need to make a decision on the repairs. I'm open to suggestions. All I can do is bring it before you.
I guess the first place to ask is where's the money going to come from, Ben? Where would we have a category to pull that
As of now,
from?
it would be the general fund.
We got money in there to do that?
Yeah, if there's money, if we want to allocate it towards it, we would have to amend the budget for it, but there's money there.
How long are we looking to recoup at our current entrance rate? Any ideas?
Jessica, let me tell you, this pool loses money every year.
Probably
So-
I can assure you it
The
loses
magic
money.
question then is, yeah.
You're gonna lose money.
So
So,
this is not gonna help us not lose money if we repair.
no, this just keeps it open.
And I did hear a lot of complaints that it was not open last
Yeah.
year. And then we had an unavoidable situation that,
If we don't do all the options, how long is it gonna stand? How long will it be?
If you don't
How
do
long will it be
anything, if you don't do
till we
anything,
repair
you
it
can't.
again?
If you don't do.
if you don't do anything, it shouldn't be opened. I don't think it should be opened.
And I think Gina said the health department has to approve. Do they have to approve before?
I think it's definitely something that we need to do. Just wanna know what, what kind of prices, what are we looking at when you get in there in those soft spots? Are we, do we have some sort of, any kind of idea at all what we're looking at? Just so that it could be prepared?
Yeah, I can talk to my husband and just see because I know he has an idea of how, how bad it could be. I'm sure he does. And like I said, we're not talking thousands more dollars. It's just hard to see without us breaking away and seeing what's in there.
So when would y'all have to start?
If we were gonna do this project, we would wanna definitely start around the first of the year. Yep.
You gotta remember, it takes 2 readings too. So that's why I was
To amend the budget, yeah.
to amend the budget. And I mean, this could be applied for tonight, but I mean, I've got to have a public hearing and also we've got 2 readings that has to be done. So, you could, if you decided, whatever you decide to do tonight, then we just have to have the second reading, the first meeting in January, and then I'd have to schedule a public hearing that night also.
So are we in a position ready to make a motion?
Well,
We have to have 2 readings.
say something?
Yes.
I agree with her 100%. If you're wanting this open, it has to be.
Yeah.
It has to. I don't think that the local government has to this year.
Now, does the health department have to know what we want to do to it? They want to know that
What
too?
you want to do, option 1, option 2, or if you just want to do what it's going to take to be able to probably get it open, probably around 65,000. But I think I'm to the point, I think I would almost rather, if we're going to get into it, I think I'd rather fix it and not patch it.
I agree.
I agree.
I mean, that's my suggestion.
I agree as well.
Is there
Because
anything in the deep end that you've seen, James, when it was empty?
Fix it for 95.
I think it needs to be fixed.
Okay.
And
I
then
think
that,
I mean, it's holding water,
Fix it for
so that's a good thing.
and then
Next year.
next year,
Yeah.
we're not back in the same spot where we are. But you probably
Or 2
need to
years
at
from now.
least amend it for 100. That gives some cushion.
Now, I only have one other question, because he had mentioned to us that the pumps and everything are underneath that hillside in that room. This doesn't include anything done to equipment.
Right.
Okay.
I understand.
We haven't even seen it. So,
Is that in question?
Now, that's going to be, Jay, what about the pumps? Are they okay?
Yes, the pumps are fine.
Okay.
This is slightly off the subject, but Gina, what does the lifeguard situation look like this year? With the changes we've made, do you think you would be able to create enough lifeguards?
No, I put your shouts out on Facebook, and I have one response. About 4 months.
Well, and this
Can't
is,
guarantee it.
this is something that we'd even talked about too. Maybe we wouldn't be able to open 7 days a week. But if we could at least open it Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I don't know. And maybe you've got enough here in the next 2 or 3 months to open it 7 days a week. I mean, that would be the goal.
Even if I have to take them myself, I'll do that. To get them certified.
Well, maybe once the
A lot of
community,
them- A lot of them that start are 15-year-olds, and they don't have driver's license yet.
maybe once the community sees improvements made to it, then it might not be
And
so.
it doesn't have to be 15-year-olds, it could be people leaving summertime jobs.
Right.
I make a motion, we go for the second option and go ahead and get it repaired, and that way we don't have a headache next year and the next year.
Will you make that to be 100 just to cover?
Yes.
Okay. So the motion's been made to, for an amendment for $100,000 to do option 2 for our pool. So do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Washer. Mr. Henderson, will you please call the roll?
Jessica Higgins?
Yes.
Donnie Crook?
Yes.
Beth Chandler?
Yes.
Sean Jacobs?
Yes.
Danny Washer?
Yes.
All right, motion passes. Thank you. The other thing I do want you to kind of discuss tonight, and I do think we need to decide something, are you okay with doing $15 an hour instead of the 13 to hopefully get some more interesting guards?
They are getting paid $12.
12, okay, so going from 12 to 15.
Do we need a motion on that?
We would.
I'll make a motion. I'll second.
Okay, a motion's been made by Mr. Washer, second by Mr. Jacobs. Please call roll, Mr. Henderson.
Danny Washer?
Yes.
Sean Jacobs?
Yes.
Beth Chandler?
Yes.
Donnie Crook?
Yes.
Jessica Higgins?
Yes.
All right, motion passes. Thank you. Okay, hang around, we'll talk.
One other thing
Yes.
that
No more worries.
Yeah.
we forgot about.
Hopefully.
Better.
The public needs to be aware, it costs just as much to keep it open 3-4 days a week as it does a
Oh,
whole
it does.
week.
It does.
So
Yeah.
chemicals and everything, it's not that we don't want to, it's supply and demand. You demand, the public demands it, and we can't supply the lifeguards, it's not on us.
Well, I think we took necessary steps to try to get it open, and if we
I
can't
hope
open
we
it.
can.
So, all right, thank you. Thank you, council. All right, the next item on the agenda, and I want to say this about her. Miss Suzanne Williams asked to come and speak tonight, and I honestly don't think that people know exactly what all you do and the time that you put into your job. One of the best grant writers that I've ever seen. And I know, I see the time that you put in, and I'm sure there is a lot of people that do, but Suzanne, on behalf of myself and this city, we do appreciate you and everything that you do. So I've asked you to come to the podium at this time.
Thank you so much. And I want to say, City Hall looks fabulous. I walk in and it just takes my breath. It looks absolutely beautiful. So appreciate all that y'all put into making this such a place we're proud of. And I have some really good news. We, on our newest tourism report, we had almost a 10% increase in our tourism dollars, which is pretty fabulous. We also, we were featured on the Style Blueprint online magazine. It was called 6 Small Towns in Tennessee We Love. And, you know, when I saw that article, I was like, oh goodness, I wish Smithville would make something like that. And they had Jonesboro and they had Leapers Fork and all these fabulous places. And then Smithville popped up. So I was so excited. All the state people were contacting us and saying congratulations on that. Our, last year, I bought an ad, a full-page ad, in the 2023 Upper Cumberland Stay and Play magazine. They actually print out 50,000 of these, and they go out all across the Tennessee Welcome Centers. And we just had a real good result, I felt like, from that. It was $1,900. And so I decided to do that again for 2024, so we'll have another full-page ad. I got to say a big thank you to you know, Beth over here who designed that ad for us. And it's, you know, it's kind of a blessing and a curse to be kin to me because I give you all kinds of jobs to do. So anyway, but we appreciate her for doing that. Also, I hope you've seen the new DeKalb County website. When we had the Tennessee Road Map state people here, one of their recommendations was to have a new tourism website that was separate from the chamber website. So we have a brand new website. It looks fabulous. And then, as I think I told you at the last meeting, I'd gotten a $16,500 grant to get a new video for our county. If you've not seen it yet, it's on that website. So be sure and check that out. It makes me cry every time I see it. I love it. So it looks fabulous. And then also, I'm not going to hit everything because I know a lot of y'all have already heard me report at some of the county meetings, so I'm not going to just be redundant here. But I have been involved with a program with Google that the state got me involved in, and it's to make sure that all our businesses have updated information on everything. And you wouldn't believe how many mistakes you find, the things aren't corrected. So we got that done. But since I've had that connection with them, we also, if you go to Google Maps, you would go and look, say, on West Walnut Street, and you know how many improvements we've had on that street, and you'd see old pictures from like 10 years ago. I mean, where the old garage where Refined Boutique used to be, it was showing the old photos. And so Beth and I were on a meeting with them, and I said, could you get the Google photo people to come out and get new shots for us, because we want, when people search, we want them to have these new shots, because we have, all the businesses have done all these wonderful improvements. And so they said, well, it'd probably take about 2 years, or I could go ahead and pay $5,000 and they would come do it immediately. So I was like, no, we'll just wait for the 2 years. But they were here in probably less than 2 months. So we got all new photos of a lot of our downtown businesses, including those on Walnut. So I was very excited about that. And then we've had a lot of interest from state people. Back on October the 16th, I think it was, we had people come from the state and from the region, and they said, we've just heard so much about what's going on in Smithville, we got to come see it. So I said, well, what day do you want to come, and tell me where you want to go. So I took them on a tour, and one of the people had a bus group, and I've been trying to get a bus tour here for years. And so since that meeting, we've already had 2 bus groups here. One of them was here for Christmas on the Square, and so I've been super excited about that. And they loved it. They're going to be coming back, like, on a continuous basis. And then also, I wanted to mention that Harmony Lane Farm was featured a second time on Tennessee Crossroads. That aired November 9th through the 14th. That was a total reach of 230,000 people. So that really gave us a lot of information to a big audience there. And then, the segment had Nashville, Knoxville, and Smithville, so it was pretty awesome. And then we've had a lot of social media interest here. One of the group that came back on October 25th, they're called RV There Yet, which is pretty cute. That's going to be airing in April, the segment they did here, and they've got, their audience is 12 million, and they're fabulous. I cannot wait to see what they do. Everything that I've seen they've done has been incredible, and they're wanting to come back for the Jamboree also, so I'm very excited about that. Also, the Tennessee Department of Tourist Development contacted me, and they said, we love this whole Christmas on the Square live window thing. Send us all your pictures because we're going to be promoting that from the state, and I was so excited. And our social media influencer, Christy Parsons, was here last year, and she has done so much social media for us. It's unbelievable, but I was afraid some of the pictures I was sending the state may have been actually her photos because she'd let me use them, and I had to get permission. So I contacted her, and she said, hey, tell me the state person's information. I'll send them everything I've got. So I just love these partnerships we've got. Everybody's been so, so easy to work with and trying to help each other. I just think it's a beautiful thing. And then, honestly, I could talk all day. I'm just going to skip over some of this stuff. But I also want to mention our Leadership DeKalb class of 2024. We had to stop Leadership DeKalb at the middle of our classes in 2020. And so we're able to start back this year. We're going to be having our 4th session on December 6th. I think our mayor is going to be one of the guest speakers for the day. They're going to be at the Smithville Fire Department. They're going to be talking to Chief Collins and tour City Hall. And I don't know what all they're going to be doing. I'm meeting them for lunch is all I know at Cheryl's Bo Bees. So I'm excited to see what all that class will be doing. And then also, we had our chamber prayer breakfast on November the 16th. Senator Janice Boland was our guest speaker. She did an incredible job. It's a beautiful day. And I've actually, I don't know if it was Jessica or somebody contacted me and said, maybe we ought to do 2 prayer breakfasts a year. And so I'm all for that. So I'll have to talk to Smithville First Baptist about that because it was really nice. And then appreciate all that everybody does for Christmas on the Square. The Chamber started that event 22 years ago, I think. It all started, I was working at the time, my office was where DeKalb Title is now. And I looked out the window, and Brownie Titsworth was going around the square with his mules and a bunch of kids in the wagon, and I went, oh my goodness. So that started the whole thing. I just said, oh my goodness, I could just see this Christmas thing on the square, although I didn't know the name of it at the time. I think we've called it a few different things, but it has evolved into something I think we're all proud of. It looks really different. We started doing different things at the beginning, but a lot of it's still the same. But I just appreciate the city's support on this. It was, honestly, Josh, we appreciate all you do and the cookies and all the things you had for that event, and also donating $250 for our live window winners, which will be going to the DeKalb County Angel Tree. And then the only other thing, I thought I might mention some grants since you brought that up. For our new grant season started back. So here's what's going to be in our new grant season so far, which this is since, July basically. And I think I may have already told you for the tourism marketing grant, we decided instead of doing a billboard this year for the Jamboree, we're going to do digital advertising in Nashville, Murfreesboro, Smyrna, Franklin, Dixon, and Cookeville. I think it's going to be fabulous. The Jamboree board wanted to do this, and I'm total agreement on it. So anyway, we're excited about that. And then I've not been able to announce this till just now, but because I'm still waiting on signed contract, but they gave me the go-ahead that I could go ahead and talk about it. But I got a $50,000 3-star grant. We're going to have a DeKalb County High School digital media and marketing program. We're using that $50,000 to buy all kinds of marketing and media equipment, and that'll be given to the school. And then they will have an ongoing class that teaches our students about marketing and digital advertising. And then what I want them to do, we're working together on this. I'm working with Brad Leach, and he's working with people, and we're working with the White County school system, who's been doing this for years, but to give them assignments to where they actually come and promote our businesses, go out and do all these little projects, and then we see who did the best. And anyway, I can't wait. I see it right here. I don't know how to explain it yet, but it's going to be fabulous. So that should be starting up pretty soon. I contacted the 3-star director and said, I don't have my signed contract, and we're going to be running out of school year. So it may be for this year. It depends on when I get the contract. We may just get all the equipment bought, and then we'll actually start the classes the next school year. But, if we get them pretty soon, we might be able to get it done. And then, I tell you, the Alexandria Downtown Grant's going to have, I know this is a Smithville bunch, but we're also not only working here, we're working on the other end of the county. We've got a grant for $15,000 that they promised me I'm going to have a signed contract any day. And then I guess the last time I was here to report, I told you that I was applying for a downtown Smithville grant, the downtown improvement grant, which is for facades, windows, doors, signage, gateway signage, those kind of things, lighting. And we got $300,000. So anyway, I'm pretty excited about that. They said I'll probably have my contract signed toward the front of the year, first of the year, maybe January, February. So anyway, lots of great things going to be happening downtown. And just appreciate your support. Appreciate how you support the chamber. And I tell you, our mayor sends me appreciation messages all the time. Some days when I think I can't go any further, I'm stressed, I got a lot on me, or I'm at work at 6:30, he's sending me messages, and I appreciate that. Really do appreciate y'all. I'm losing my voice, it's in the day. And I've got to sneak out because I've got to go work at Festival of Trees.
All right.
I'll try not to talk there. But thank you all. Is there any questions?
Appreciate all you do.
We appreciate y'all.
Thank you. All right. All right. I guess we'll be back. I'll see everybody in the new year. Hope everybody has a Merry Christmas, and what's that?
January 8th.
Yes, the meeting will be January the 8th. We will have our second reading on our budget amendment, and also have a public hearing that night because first Monday night's the new year. So, all right, council, anybody got anything else? Everybody good? All right, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion's been made. Do I have a second? Second by Ms. Higgins. Motion's been made by Mr. Washer. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, meeting adjourned.